Hello. Welcome, everybody. It is episode 9. I'm so sad. Wasn't able to make like the episode the same as the day. It was bound to happen. Life always throws you a curveball, but you were here, episode 8 of the Daily with Akeisha. My name is Akeisha, your host. If you are new to this channel, I am a Canadian girl that moved her life abroad and is here in Mexico, currently in Puerto Vallarta. And part of my 2023 commitment to myself is to show up in a space where I just get to be me and share and have no constraints as time goes. I've given myself like keep it under 20 minutes. But I found it difficult to share myself the way that I like to share myself, being confined to like 5 seconds, 15 seconds, that kind of the whole thing on Instagram. And I mean, I know every platform has their algorithms. I could be doing so much more to create this channel to really optimize the YouTube algorithms because they want to share your stuff and they're designed to, share what people are looking for. And also, I wanted some freedom and some creativity and to really work this muscle of showing up, even when it gets sticky, because for me and probably many people out there, we set these intentions, we have motivation, and we want these things, but we don't go after them always with the same tenacity and grit that we go after other things. And then we wonder why we're not getting things. And, it really boils down to your belief in yourself, in that goal, if that's attainable for you, like what you believe. And if you keep showing up consistently in inspired action, um, building that muscle, even when it gets sticky and difficult, even when there's no motivation, because motivation is not going to push you through those hard days or those sticky days or those troubling days. But commitment to your vision, keeping yourself understanding why you're doing everything, that's going to keep you showing up. And when I say aligned action, you can do a million things. And there's so many people that will say, oh, you have to do this to grow. If you do this to get here, or if you do this to get there, or if you do this to get there. And then what is true for you? How do you want to take all that information? But there are certain things that when you boil it down are the inspired action, that 80-20, you do 20% of this and it gets you 80% of your results. Those things, those are inspired actions. And for me, part of discovering that is sharing what's constantly in my mind and where I'm at, and creating a space that's safe for me. And also, I think safe for who's ever watching to kind of feel the same things if it aligns with you. If not, just let my words flow through you today. Um, so that's really what this space is about. And I'm going to keep coming back to that probably just to kind of reiterate it for myself, that this is a space where I get to just share literally what's coming up for me. And today, I titled this goal setting, and this isn't a how to goal set. This is more of the reality of what I'm going through when it comes to goal setting. And it was so brilliant. My cousin sent me a text message. Kid you not, like 2 minutes before I went live. And it was a podcast link to this episode about goal setting. And this one person talks about the quitter's mark. And I haven't listened to the podcast yet. Obviously, I'm doing this live, so I needed to be here and present for this, but I will give it a listen. But I read the description, and in the description, it said the third Friday of January is Quitter's Day. And that's essentially the 21-day mark, roughly. And if you've ever studied or learned from people who are in like the neuropathic sciences and research, when you're carving a new habit, there's that 21-day mark. And people say you can like build a new habit in 21 days. Yeah, you can, but there's that push over that mark, which creates a stronger connection for yourself, not only in your confidence, but in your like brain. There's that marker around 21 days, give or take, where that consistency, either you'll fall off or you'll continue. And then there's another marker where you'll, and I can't remember what that number is, where you will maybe fall off again, or you'll like keep going. And so I found that really interesting when I read that in the description. I was like, that's a week away. Like, that's literally next week. And so I just, I'm here showing up. I've really committed to my business in a different way that I haven't committed to my business before. And that being my Arbonne business, that being building my team, that being building my sales. Because for me, I've always been a person like, and I still love this, and I still very much align with this. Like, people will come when they need to. People will get the work they require when they need it. Being like a fascial stretch therapist or an access bars facilitator, energetic facelift practitioner, when people are ready for the work, they'll come, and they don't need to stay with me or this work. It's all just part of a journey. So really taking that and amplifying that energy is part of also my goals for this year. And I sometimes get stuck in the belief that my goals aren't attainable. Like, I'm just going to say it. Like, I don't think that a lot of my goals are attainable for me. And it's such a funny little thing. And I was even like, I was listening to Manifestation Babe the other day, and she was on a podcast with James Wedmore, and their conversation was about like, it really boils down to what the person thinks, feels, says to themselves, dreams, all these things. That's the manifestation. That is the action. That is the hiring of your vibration to go and get and attract what you want. And so I've been recognizing, I did this a long time ago, back in 2018, when I was working on like romantic relationships, how I would actually start repeating things in my head. And it became easier to change a thought, and it became easier to attract different people. And it became easier to recognize when I was actually receiving what I was putting out there, and also what I was receiving that I didn't want to put out there. I was like, oh, I'm still vibrationally in line with that. I don't want that. I got to clean that up. So it's all this like process. So I actually was saying, like, if anyone is in a commission-based job, whether you're in car sales or real estate or retail sales, are also very much can be commission-based. Art also, like, I'm in social selling, it's 100% commission-based. So you don't have to sell anything, but then you're not going to make anything. You don't have to keep product, but then you're not going to use the product. So there's nothing wrong with that. But if you want to hit certain goals and certain levels and certain incentives and create a certain level of your life within the business, you have quotas that are set there by the company to meet. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like, people who go for promotions understand that there are a certain level of markers that, say, a manager has to meet or a team has to meet in order to get the promotion, in order to get the job, in order to get the whatever, the next thing. There's nothing wrong with that. So, but you have to believe that you can get there. So with my goals, currently, like, I want to make district manager. Like, that's been a goal of mine since I started the company. And I've been noticing that I have these like limiting thoughts. And so today at the gym, like, I kid you not, I was doing my abs, I was doing my twists, I was doing my planks, I was doing all my things. And every time I would do a set, I would repeat the same like mantra. And right now it's like, I hit my business bricks with ease. I sell 600 QV every month with ease. I'm a magnetic match for financial miracles. Like, I was saying those three mantras to myself while at the gym, because I know it comes down to, what do you tell yourself? Where is your vibration going towards? What are you putting out there, believing? Even if you don't believe it, you're saying it to yourself over and over and over again, building that muscle, building that thought, not giving attention to the things that aren't working for you, paying attention to what is. I mean, I love Abraham Hicks when they describe this. They use like a stick. You're either on one end of the stick, like, you're either saying this that's going towards what you want, or you're saying the opposite. So, like, pick which side you want and go for that. So, I'm back at that stage right now in the manifesting of the actualizing of the creation of the realization of becoming a district manager within my business. And, that means that I just need to keep stepping up. And then the inspired action is to keep talking about the business. The inspired action is to keep posting what is aligned with me. The action in the business is to make sure I've got events every month. The action of the business is to let people know that I'm here. So if they want the products or they want the business, I'm here. Um, the inspired action is to let go of the timeline and just embrace the journey. Like, I will get there. I am getting there. I am walking. Sorry, my computer's bouncing. If you're on the YouTube channel, you can see the video bouncing. If you're listening to this on the podcast, you guys are smooth sailing. Um, so goal setting is this convoluted thing for me. It's very much a sticky thing. So I do realize that I've got a lot of energetic work to do around this, reframing it for me. I even have on my wall like these sticky notes that are like, QV means X amount of dollars. And right now, in the setting that I am, in the level of my business I am, that means X amount of dollars. But if I was to get to the next level, that same sales is more money because I've just reached another level. I accumulate more. So, like, why wouldn't I want to go for that? Because it creates and it contributes to my life and the life that I want to live and the things that I want to buy and the places I want to go and the people I want to support and the future I want to create, right? Like, that's another thing about goal setting is like declaring what you want. I was saying yesterday about valuing you and how my throat got kind of closed. And this is a sticky part for me where I like want to just shout to the world what my goals are. But there's a part of me that's like, don't tell too many people because what if you don't get it? And it's so funny because I want people to express their goals fully to me so I can be a part of that. So I can, you know, contribute energetically, financially, be a client, be a guinea pig, whatever it is. If they're like practicing a skill, sign me up. If they're, raising funds for something, I can do what I can. If they need people to get the word out. Like, if I'm aligned with it, I'll share it with people. So, why can I not say it for myself? And there's probably some things in there that I have not yet discovered and I will discover because this is the year I discover things. This is the year that I practice what I've learned for the past 5 years. I'm practicing it. And it's very interesting. These people are like setting their goals and they're doing all their things. I'm like, okay, I just need to do the action. I'm in action mode. And that's what I need to do. I've got my sticky notes. I see my goals. I'm literally looking at my goals right now on the wall. Like, I can see them. I'm like, six business partners, 6,000 QV. Like, yes, please, let's go for it because it's way more fun to get to do it with people. And it is possible for me. And I am walking into that. And it's so possible for everyone. I mean, I see it every day. People just like crushing it and they love it in every industry. It's just so much fun to watch. Um, and so, goals. So I don't know if I'm going to get to saying my goals today because I feel like what's come up for me is just this realization and this vulnerability and sharing that goals for me outside of dance back in the day, like outside of just booking a performance and then filling the room with however many people and performing, that was like the main goal and everything else just kind of fit around that. Now my life is so much more expansive and I'd say it almost feels like there's so much more at stake. Um, and maybe there is, maybe there isn't. Maybe I'm judging that. Like, who knows? But I feel like there's this massive ask that I have for my life. And I wouldn't be asking for it if I didn't think it's possible. And that's one thing I truly believe. I wouldn't be having these thoughts. I wouldn't be aligning with these people. I wouldn't be picking the companies that I pick if I didn't think it was possible for me. And I do have to remember that. So if you're like picking goals and you're like, this is so unattainable, ask yourself, why did you even pick that anyways? What have you seen that actually is telling you that this actually is possible? And go back to Steve Jobs, he was creating things that like were not possible in anyone's mind except him. But he kept seeing it and he kept knowing that it was a vision. And you can listen to that episode. I think it was episode 3, maybe 2. Um, and it just was an inspiration to just keep going and keep dreaming what you want, and you will get there as long as you stay aligned with that and let the universe gift to you, like surprise and delight you, but stay in that vibration so that it can work towards what you want, and not having to keep juggling all these other things and be like, well, she wanted that like 10 seconds ago, but then she like switched her mind. And that's another thing. You're allowed to switch your mind. You're allowed to change your goals. But are you changing your goals based on the fact that you think you can't achieve them? Or are you changing your goals because you're guiding more information, you're being more aware, so you're shifting your goal to something that's more aligned? I don't know, I say that very loosely, but there's an awareness there, right? Like, are you diminishing yourself or are you expanding yourself? And I always like to go to that. Am I making myself smaller or am I making myself bigger? And when I usually make myself bigger, it's way more spacious, it's way more exciting. And when I make myself smaller, that's when the weird, head chatter comes in. That's when I feel small. That's when I go into hide mode. That's when I think I don't can't do it. But when I expand myself and I say, no, like look at that goal. Like you want property and you want, casas to hold people, and you want people to, have little retreats on your property, and you want to be with the land, and you want to create a composting program, and you want to, help the local schools, and like all these things are in my vision. All these things are in my ask. You want to become, you know, at least like I would say EMVP, but like, I would be happy with MVP in my business. I'd be happy in, diversifying my income with trading stocks and learning that, and having clients that just, can come to me when they need, and I can support them in whatever, body work or energy work that they require. And guess what? I can take their payment and donate it to something. Like, how cool is that? I think it's pretty awesome. That's my dreams. Like, I want simple, well-crafted materials in my home. Like, I want to travel the world, and I want to travel the world in style. Like, I want to travel the world at least business class. Like, no more coach, at least business class. Like, that's what I want. And I want to, give my family vacations, and I want to make sure my mom's taken care of, and I want to make sure I'm taken care of. I want to make sure my husband's taken care of. And, I want to create a home where people really feel like they can come and relax and be and have fun along the way. So those are my goals. That is my vision, or part of it. And those are some also sticky stuff that I feel better just sharing them. Thanks for listening. If any of this resonates with you, or you've been in that position, or you were in that position and something switched inside of you that you'd love to share with me, I'm all for it. Let me know. And again, if there's anything else you want to hear from me, hear my thoughts, ask me questions, send me a private message, put them down in the comments below. And I hope you guys have a fantastic day. Wherever you're listening to this in the world, I hope that whatever you're envisioning, you know that it's possible, even if it seems so unrealistic and so impossible and so not plausible. Like, I have seen so many miracles in my, short little 33 years of my life, going on 34. And if you're thinking them, you're meant to have them. So it might not be the time now, but keep it floating around, keep going for it. And what is time now, go for that, and just have full belief that it is possible for you, and that you got this. You got this. Okay. Signing off for today. Cheers, everybody. Have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.